In this third episode of Film Journeys, we'll be using Film Photography Project's Sun, which is a ISO 1 35mm film. If we briefly look at Film Photography Project's website and the advertisement for Sun 1, you find some sample shots which are very nice. It kind of goes through and explains how and where you should use this film. I found a lot of this information to be helpful in the process of shooting the film. There's also this really handy cheat sheet for a sunny day, but unfortunately when I shot it was not a sunny day, so this didn't really help much. All of these photos were taken on a relatively sunny day, and the film performed really well. Using the light meter light meter app on my phone, it did fairly well at getting the exposures correct. Not all of them are perfect. I think some of them are a little on the underexposed side, but for what the film is, it really produces some interesting results. If you're not a fan of older cars or cars in general, then these photos are all going to be pretty boring for you, but this is kind of the way it goes. So, getting into some photos here, this was on more of an overcast day, which kind of allowed for me to more easily get some movement in the frame, some life into the frame. And again, these aren't, amazing photos, but it was an interesting and fun time at the very least. Really, after those couple, I realized that I should probably break out the tripod and the cable because the shutter speeds were just not, very good for handheld. So these next two shots were on a tripod, and I really, of the entire roll, these are my favorite. So just an enjoyable film to shoot. It's interesting, it's different, it requires a different approach, but at the end of the day, it's still fun. So overall, my impression of the film was and it's kind of what you expect when it's the very first time using a film. It's always going to be challenging to get the results that you want. But I guess the more important thing is, would I buy more of it and shoot more of it? Absolutely. A single ISO, our ISO 1 film, is a very different shooting experience from anything else. And that's what makes it so much fun, is you get to do like tripod shots and long exposures in broad daylight or overcast situations without the hassle of ND filters and things of that nature, which people have been using ND filters and getting excellent results for years, right? But they're always very challenging for me to get into. So this was kind of like a step in that direction, but an easier step than going with a full ND filter. You can't really fault the film in its shortcomings, with my results. Could have been that the app I was using to basically meter from it doesn't do that great of a job of metering for a single ISO. Or, who knows, maybe the Minolta SRT 102 was struggling that day with, consistent shutter speeds. I don't know. I don't really think there's any equipment failures at fault for the kind of difference in exposure that I got versus what is advertised. I think it was more down to the lighting. It's meant for daylight and bright sunny, days, and I was not really shooting on bright sunny days. I was hoping that's what I would get, but after I loaded it, we got this just string of bad weather, and it was like sitting in the camera, and I was getting antsy, and I just gotta shoot it. So I did, which might have been a mistake, but I can always buy another roll. No big deal. So in conclusion, would I recommend the use of this film? Yes, without a doubt. Would I caution you in the use of the film and to lower your expectations of the end results? Absolutely. And I would only do that because I think that's kind of the approach you should take most of the time, is lower your expectations, but try to achieve the best you can.